In modern MotoGP, dominance never creates silence. It creates pressure, it creates interpretation, and sooner or later, it creates speculation. On paper, Ducati's 2025 season was historic. Championships secured, records rewritten, Marc Marquez delivering one of the most commanding campaigns the sport has ever witnessed. But beneath that success, the year also revealed the strain that comes when expectations grow faster than internal harmony. At the center of that tension stood Davide Tardozzi. For more than a decade, Tardozzi has been the public heartbeat of Ducati Corse. Always visible on the pit wall, always vocal in defense of his riders, emotional in victory, restless in defeat. So when whispers began circulating that his future at Borgo Panigale might be uncertain, this was never going to be a quiet rumor. It was always destined to become a debate about power, communication, and the delicate balance between engineering authority and rider management inside MotoGP's most dominant factory. To understand why those rumors gained traction, you have to understand what 2025 truly represented for Ducati. Marc Marquez didn't just win, he reset the standard. His adaptation to the Desmosedici was immediate, ruthless, and technically flawless. While rivals struggled with tire degradation and front-end instability, Marquez exploited Ducati's strengths with surgical precision. His late race pace on worn Michelins didn't just expose a performance gap, it revealed a clarity of confidence few riders possess. On the other side of the garage, Francesco Bagnaia endured the most difficult season of his factory Ducati career. The GP25 never delivered the front-end trust he relies on, and race after race, the deficit grew. This was never about a loss of talent, it was about a feedback loop that fractured between rider, engineers, and expectations. That's where Davide Tardozzi's role became critical and controversial. As team manager, he occupies the most exposed position in the structure. He is the bridge between rider psychology and technical absolutism. In 2025, he publicly admitted Ducati may have understood Bagnaia's front-end needs too late. Inside a manufacturer built on engineering conviction, those words carried weight. To some, it was refreshing honesty. To others, it sounded like a quiet challenge to Gigi Dall'Igna's technical authority. And in MotoGP, perception matters almost as much as lap time. As the offseason began and focus shifted toward the seismic changes coming in 2027, new regulations, new tires, and a partial reset of the competitive order, the rumor mill ignited. Italian media floated the idea of a looming split between Ducati and Tardozzi. Some reports even suggested internal fractures had reached a breaking point. That's when Ducati responded in a very un-Ducati way. Ahead of the Champions Celebration event in Bologna, the factory posted a photo of Tardozzi and Dall'Igna together with a single word in the caption: divorce. Discover more at 12 o'clock. It was tongue-in-cheek, but it was also calculated. And when the moment came, Tardozzi didn't deflect, he confronted it directly. There have been absurd and unfounded rumors, he said. In fact, we asked ourselves why, because there was absolutely no reason. Asked if the reports bothered him, his response was immediate. Absolutely not. I know my relationship with Gigi Dall'Igna and Claudio Domenicali. We laughed, wondering why these stories came out. There is no basis to them. Then came the line that mattered most. When people talk about internal rumors, it's unclear who they're referring to, because there are no internal rumors at all. The symbolism was impossible to miss. On stage in Bologna, Tardozzi and Gigi embraced, dismantling speculation more effectively than any official statement ever could. Yes, Tardozzi added later, there's no reason for this story, but if people think I can make headlines, that's fine. My relationship with Ducati is absolutely solid. From an analytical standpoint, this wasn't just a denial, it was a repositioning. Tardozzi made it clear that continuity is the plan. He will remain Ducati's MotoGP team manager in 2026, with the intention of extending that relationship through 2028. And that matters because stability is about to become MotoGP's most valuable currency. The sport is heading toward a reset. In 2027, engine rules change. Aerodynamics will be curtailed. Pirelli replaces Michelin. Every advantage Ducati currently holds will be tested. In that environment, leadership cohesion becomes just as critical as horsepower. Tardozzi himself acknowledged where priorities lie. He admitted, "We are working on renewing Marc, but right now we're more focused on improving the bike to stay ahead of rivals who are catching up." That sentence reveals Ducati's real focus. Marc Marquez's renewal for 2027-2028 is a priority, but not at the expense of performance. Honda's interest in bringing Marquez back is real. HRC allowed him to leave early in 2023, but with a regulation reset approaching, they see opportunity. Marquez knows retaining Marquez won't be about money alone, it will be about belief. At the same time, Ducati must rebuild Bagnaia's confidence, and despite internal criticism, Tardozzi has never wavered publicly in his support. That balancing act, protecting riders without undermining engineers, is exactly why his role remains essential. Here's the irony. The very traits that made Tardozzi vulnerable to rumors are the same traits Ducati cannot afford to lose. He's emotional, he's visible, he speaks when others hide behind data. In a paddock increasingly dominated by corporate messaging, that humanity stands out, and sometimes unsettles. Yes, potential successors were mentioned: Michele Pirro, Gino Barso, Francesco Guidozzi, all credible names, but credibility does not equal inevitability. Since taking charge in 2014, Tardozzi has overseen Ducati's transformation from perennial underachiever to era-defining force. Titles with Bagnaia, a satellite crown with Jorge Martin, and now domination with Marc Marquez. In Motogp, loyalty is conditional, but results are absolute. As things stand, nothing is breaking at Borgo Panigale. What cracked in 2025 wasn't the relationship between Ducati and Tardozzi, it was the illusion that dominance eliminates internal tension. It doesn't, it magnifies it. Davide Tardozzi remains exactly where he has always been, at the center of Ducati's success, absorbing pressure so others can focus on speed. And if this episode proved anything, it's this: when Ducati wants to shut down a rumor, they don't whisper, they laugh. What do you think about this situation? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more MotoGP stories. Thanks for watching.